Hello everyone and welcome back to a new Football Manager 2017 experiment where we take a look at what would happen if you try to play football on all of the game's different kinds of pitches. Now, this is something that I discovered almost by accident in the last experiment I did with Arsenal, and you guys seem to absolutely love that as much as I did. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with my channel, what we did was go into the game's in-game editor, look at the club details, go to facilities, and you will see that under surface you can pick a different kind of pitch. At the moment, Middlesbrough, the club we're using this for this experiment, are playing on a grass pitch. But you might notice there's a few different options down there. Now, originally, I thought this would only impact the backroom stats of the game. But when I tried it with Arsenal, it actually had a sand pitch on the ground. So what we're going to do today is not going to worry about grass, synthetic or old synthetic. I think they all look the same. We're going to take a look at what on earth non-grass is. We're going to have a look at the gravel pitch. We'll have a look at a clay pitch. And then we will take a look at the sand pitch. But let's start with a non-grass pitch. I assume they mean concrete or something like that. Maybe tarmac. I have no idea, but we are going to find out in a game against Manchester United. So without worrying any more about what we're going to do, let's jump straight into this match against Manchester United. Well, here you go. The teams are lining up. We've got the lovely cinematic, and it's essentially Roland Garros. It is basically a clay pitch. Although there is still the option for a clay pitch, this is just non-grass, and we have turned the Riverside Stadium into a non-grass pitch. I don't know why they haven't given it a technical name. Maybe they're allowed to change what kind of pitch it is based on non-grass, but this looks like a clay pitch to me. And it'll be interesting to see how the teams do on this pitch. I mean, neither team have a manager at the moment because I accidentally sacked Mourinho when trying to take over Middlesbrough. And, well, I suppose Middlesbrough have me as a manager. But right now, it's about even. Manchester United just edging the game. I'd quite like to see a proper highlight, though. But it looks like we're heading straight to half-time without a real highlight. Manchester United really in control, making the most of the non-grass pitch. And here is the highlight. Bailly gets across to cut the ball out. Sends it forward to Memphis, who sprints forward. Finds Ibrahimovic. What can he do on his non-grass pitch? And he's put it wide. Now, it is worth saying that I have already explored this, and the game is missing something here because the EFL do not allow any form of pitch other than grass in any of their competitions, and that goes to the Premier League as well. So in reality, you would never be able to do this, and normally the game's quite good at ruling those things out. But I suppose when you do it at the last second without giving them an option of anything else, it's not going to be able to correct itself. But I have never seen a full-size pitch like this before. Certainly not a full-size clay pitch. And when we get the sand pitch up in a minute, you'll see just how incredible that looks. But here's Bailly again on the ball. United really pressing for the goal on this non-standard issue pitch. Pogba through to Mata into Memphis, and there is the first goal scored on a non-grass pitch in this game. Let me know in the comments if any of you have ever seen anything like this before in Football Manager. Is there any preloaded team that has this pitch available? Because I suppose if you didn't have the in-game editor, you would never be able to access this facility. So I have no idea why they even put it in the game, because I can't think there's any registered league on this game where it is okay to play on a pitch like this. But I love that they've done it. I love that there's so many different options of pitches. And it does make me want to try and do maybe a World Cup on sand pitches, a proper World Cup in Rio. But here come Middlesbrough trying to get something back. Smalling trying to clear it. And Pogba carries it away. I think what I'm going to do now is just let this game play out, and then I'll reload to just before this match, and we'll play it again on a different type of pitch. Well, this game is going to finish 3-1. One last look at the pitch for you before we try a different kind. A very good performance from Man United, totally dominating that game as you would expect. But what we're going to do now is reload this game and try it with a different style pitch. Well, we tried non-grass, so now it is time to try a gravel pitch, which makes me think of my driveway rather than a football pitch, but we'll see what it looks like in just a second. Well, here is our second pitch as the team lines up on the gravel. I mean, this is basically like if Football Manager was based on a tennis series, because this is clearly a hard court surface rather than a gravel one. I mean, you can't really zoom in for great detail, but I really doubt they're playing on lots of little pebbles. I think it's definitely a hard court surface, and gravel is probably a bit of a misleading name. We will do what we did last time and play through a couple of highlights so we can see if the game mechanics are impacted at all by the change in pitch styles, but based on my experience with the sand pitch, there's no change to the mechanics whatsoever unless any of you can tell me something different. But here's Mata onto Mkhitaryan, ball put into the middle, Guzan stops it. It's all Manchester United on the gravel pitch, doing a lot better than they did even on the clay pitch. Or whatever kind of pitch it was, the non-grass pitch as it was called. There is a different option for clay pitch which we're going to try, so I'm not sure what the difference is, but Memphis just puts that one over the top. This is, in case you're interested, an old save from another experiment where we made all of the Premier League teams bankrupt. So if you're wondering why it's got that old player database, that's the reason why. Pogba just on the ball, forward to Memphis, charging down the left flank. There's got to be a goal soon. He's still on the attack, Memphis. He's gone for goal. You can see his stats much better than they are in the recent update, but still 0-0 at the moment. Hopefully there will be a goal today. But at half-time, I'll leave it there and I will pick up if there's a goal, except Mkhitaryan has a corner. It's into the middle and there's a foul in there. So we'll get to have a penalty taken on a hard pitch, a gravel pitch as the game called it. I love that they called it a gravel pitch. I don't understand the rationale for that whatsoever. But the penalty is being taken by Ibra, and Ibra cracks it into the top corner. There's our goal on the gravel pitch. So let's skip forward now and take a look at the clay pitch. Well, this game did finish 2-0 to United. So let's go and take a look at the new clay pitch. Well, I was right in my earlier suggestion that it looked like a clay pitch, and it is definitely a clay pitch. The non-grass option must surely just be the game's choice for what kind of pitch they should play on when that option is selected. So it looks like there's only really 3 other kinds of pitch in the game that you can use. You've obviously got the grass pitch, which can, depending on whether you pick synthetic, non-synthetic, all the rest of it, will look the same regardless as Downing hits a free kick into the wall. And then you've got these 3 other options. You've got gravel and clay, which we've already taken a look at, and we've got sand, which we already had a look at in the Arsenal save. Now, because we've already seen this pitch, I'm not going to show you any more highlights from this game. We are just going to skip forward to the sand pitch, which is my personal favourite. Well, the final pitch for us to try is the sand pitch, my personal favourite, the pitch that I would make every game play on if it was that easy. Now, if you do want to do this in your own games, all you need to do is download the FM in-game editor, which is available from the Steam Workshop. If you check out any of the major forum sites like FM Scout, you can find similar in-game editors if you don't have Steam. And you just click this little button up here when you're on the club page for the club that you're trying to change. You click the edit button, edit the club details, go to facilities, and then pick your surface. And our one for today is the sand pitch. Well, here is the sand pitch that the players are walking out onto. It looks very different to the sand pitch from the Arsenal experiment, to be fair. I still absolutely love it. It looks almost like snow. In fact, there might even have been snow on the pitch. We are at the end of the year in 2016, so depending what the game loads the weather on, there may well be snow on a sand pitch. And that might be another experiment for another day, is what happens if you've got snow on all these different kind of pitches. Because on a grass pitch, it looks very, very different. So maybe with a sand pitch, a clay pitch and a gravel pitch, it would look just as different as well. Now, Manchester United is starting to struggle on this sand pitch so far. They'd already had 9 efforts on the gravel pitch by this point. But Chris Smalling sends the ball forward. Now Ibra has it. Mkhitaryan has a knock but puts it into Ibra again. Memphis cutting inside. Finds Mkhitaryan. Ball sent all the way back to Wayne Rooney in midfield. Pogba to Mata. Now Mkhitaryan again. Ball inside to Ibra, and there is the goal on the sand pitch. It's like being on the beaches of Rio. Well, I'll just give you this last highlight on the sand pitch. Downing puts the ball in and Stuani has levelled things up for Middlesbrough. A very even game, this one, actually. But this, I absolutely love that the game has this mechanic in it. And it's things like this that after over a decade of playing this game, I still discover new things all the time. And that is one of the things I love more than anything in Football Manager. Now, if you know of other little hidden gems like this in the game, because this is just one I found completely by accident, do let me know in the comments, and also let me know if you have any knowledge about whether the physics as a game change depending on the pitch that you're on, because surely getting absolutely crunched by a player on a gravel pitch is going to lead to more serious injuries. But also the ball shouldn't be bouncing, the player shouldn't be running as fast on a sand pitch, so there's all kinds of different mechanics that should be involved. So let me know in the comments if you have any knowledge about those things. Manchester United on another attack here. And also subscribe if you want to see more FM experiments like this one. Drop a like on the video if you've enjoyed the last 3 different kinds of pitches, and make sure to check them out for yourself as Pogba gets another goal. But I think that's going to be it for this very, very entertaining experiment, and until next time, see ya.